Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is September 3rd, 2019, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the major economic events a day out of the United States at 4 o'clock South African time today, ISM Manufacturing PMI number coming out. Now, I don't think this is going to shake and rattle the markets too much, but you do want to know it's coming out. Now, looking at the Forex symbols, Euro and British pound break lower, and in fact, we're at multi-year lows. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. The Dow Jones retraces on trade fears, mostly on technical resistance, okay? But the market needs to interpret a reason for it, and it's going to trade fears, okay? We've been in this range for quite some time, and every time we either going up or down 300 points, it's attributed to trade fears. But we'll take a look at that anyway. And looking at the commodities, gold and oil pretty much unchanged. And lastly, looking at the cryptos, Bitcoin makes a major comeback yesterday, and we'll take a look at that as well. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So what we're trading about right here yesterday, we're looking at the Euro USD on a daily chart, and we sold another about 60 pips, as you could see here, down to 109.30-ish level. We're trading right now 109.47-ish level, bouncing a little bit right now. Now, ultimately, to really take this into perspective, you got to look at a multi-time frame chart. Now we're going to start out with a weekly chart just to give you a perspective here. There is a minor support area around this area, okay, this 109-ish level. So this is sitting on support, technically speaking. Okay, now if it does break this 109-ish level, we could see our back into the 105-ish level at that point, okay, which may still happen, okay, because this is multi-year lows and it is breaking down, and the dollar is getting stronger across the board for several reasons, okay? Each currency seems to have its own kryptonite, its own weakness, if you will, okay? And that's why it's retracing. Looking at the GBP USD, we're, again, we got to look at let's look at a daily first to give us perspective. We're back on our lows of 120.13-ish level. We're trading right there. Okay, now this is all-time lows. Like if we look at a monthly chart, I mean, we're really right there. Okay, so if this continues to sell off, we could see it even sell into this 115-ish level, which would be unprecedented for the GBP. Now, it still has this Brexit issue, you know, even though that, you know, the new prime minister kind of promised the world, it still seems that there's things that need to be ironed out in order to get this going. Now, looking at oil and gold, we're looking at gold first. 1526 is where we're trading right now. Now, if the Dow Jones does sell off sharply today, which may well be the case, okay, because we're hitting this resistance, I do expect gold to actually rally here. So, you know, ultimately, we're looking to break this 1541. This still may happen. Okay, so keep an eye on this later today. Looking at oil, not much doing here. Okay, there's a major hurricane going into the United States, but it diverted its way. Instead of going into the Gulf of Mexico, which is, you know, very prevalent this time of year, it's actually going up the coast of Florida and up the coast on the east coast of the United States, where there are not major distributions of oil. Okay, it's not where the refineries are physically located. So the price of oil has really been unchanged. Okay, so nothing really doing in the price of oil here. Now looking at that Dow Jones, let's take a look at a 4-hour chart to give us a perspective here. We broke this area last week, okay, this 26,300-ish area, but I didn't want to celebrate this yet, okay, because if we look at a multi-time frame, we'll see that this is just a candle, a very small candle, not really sustaining itself above this area. Now, 26,300-ish level was a resistance, but it has not yet sustained it. We're trading at 26,200-ish level. So I would treat this more as a resistance level, and perhaps we'll see some sort of correction on the downside today, and something to consider going into this week. Now, looking at the stocks, they're not very strong. Looking at the NASDAQ, also relatively weak, okay, compared to the Dow Jones. So I would expect some sort of sell-off here going into this week, possibly even today. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it made this alley-oop move yesterday, okay? We mentioned this yesterday that it was sitting on support at this 9,300 and possibly was going to correct itself, and sure enough, once it broke this moving average, okay, both of them actually, the 14 and 30 day, it just rallied above. Now, this could have been a fake out, okay, which means that this will be a resistance level, and this will, you know, make its correction on the downside. Something to consider today. Okay, but let's see if that actually happens, because this does look like somewhat of a V formation, and may retrace and then go higher. Okay, but ultimately we are in a minor resistance area here, so just to, you know, sell short a little bit here just in the anticipation it's going to correct itself. I don't think you'd be doing yourself too much harm, but just be responsible. Okay, you could start, you know, with a small position, then building itself up if you see that it's working towards you. So altogether, we're back to school, we're back to trading. Volume should pick up today, so that's something to consider as we're going into the first trading session of this month of September. This is Fred Razak. I wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.